Hello, San Bernardino. This is Mayor John Valdivia with another important community update, San Bernardino Cares. Today, joining me in the studio is Mike Aragon from Burtech Waste Disposal Services. Welcome to our studios, Mike.
Thank you, Mayor. Glad to be here.
It's so what a joy to really understand a little bit better about Public Works and how it integrates with our everyday life of waste management. In light of the COVID-19, Mike, tell us a little bit about what Burtech is still doing full service and how is that operational for both residential and commercial customers.
Well, Mayor, for the residents and commercial businesses here in the city of San Bernardino, Burtech wants to make sure that they know that we are still providing full weekly collection service to all homes and businesses in the city. To date, all essential Burtech staff is on site and will maintain trash and recycling collection every day.
That's great to hear, Mike, and we really appreciate that awesome customer service from Burtech. Now, walk us through what steps has the company taken to protect employees and customers from the COVID-19 virus?
Well, Mayor, that's a great question. As the issue grew and came out initially, we stepped into action quite rapidly, I would say, with regard to, number one, our employees, and again, the customers that we serve. And this is with the protective equipment that was distributed, sanitizers, processes that have been, and guidelines that have been identified by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to minimize any potential transmission. And to date, and again, we look at this on a day-by-day basis, drivers and customer service personnel have remained safe and are in full operation to serve the city.
Thank you, Mike. Tell us a little bit about customer service and what that means to the experience. A lot of our customers still want to have that personal touch, either by phone or the public service counter to pay their bill, their Burtech bill. Walk us through any of those operational functions. Have they changed?
Yes, Mayor. Unfortunately, there have been a few changes. As I mentioned earlier, all essential staff is on service and continuing to provide those essential services to the city. However, through many of our media outlets, we are advising customers that in lieu of coming in to the office and making payments for those residents who over the years have chosen to do that, that they mail their payment in or pay online. If they come to the office, there's a drop-off box so that their payment can be left there. Again, minimizing any interaction, so to speak. However, if there's need to come into the office, customers will be allowed into the office, but one at a time. So if there are a number of customers, they will hopefully practice their social distancing outside of the office, and then we will let them in one at a time. As far as other changes that have impacted our operation, we all know here in the city of San Bernardino that we've had monthly neighborhood cleanups that are a gathering of people and trash to be distributed and disposed of. Unfortunately, those have been postponed, and hopefully in the not so near future, they will be rescheduled. As well as events that we've participated in, and I think the city in general, any of their public events, those have been postponed as well.
So thank you, Mike. For our viewing audience, the telephone number for Burtech customer service is displayed there on your television screen. We encourage you to please avail yourself of that customer service line prior to coming in. If you have any questions, please call that phone number. Now, moving on to our next question, what do residents need to do in the city? Sometimes they call the mayor's office, and sometimes they call our 909-384-7272, and they're complaining that they need a trash barrel exchanged, or sometimes that their barrel is damaged. What do residents do?
That's another great question. And again, that's probably one of the most popular calls that we get with regard to containers that are missing due to the wind or for some reason their container is missing, or if a wheel or a lid breaks on a container. And we want residents to know that all they have to do is call our office, customer service office, the one the mayor has referenced, and we'll make arrangements to either exchange their barrel or deliver them one that has been missing, whether it's a trash container, recycling container, or a green waste container. We do want to get the word out. Unfortunately, sometimes folks feel that by doing this there's a charge related to that, and it is replaced or exchanged at no additional charge.
Mike, walk us through BurTech's policy and really a service opportunity for our community to keep our city beautiful and clean. That's often referred to, I love it, because I call sometimes for pickup. My neighbors call, and I encourage all of our residents to call. If you have a large sofa, a water heater, some big bulky item, what do residents do? And is bulky service pickup still available with BurTech during these times?
Mayor, bulky item collection is still in full force. As I mentioned, all of the residents' basic services at curbside are being provided, including bulky item collection, and this would just need to be scheduled through our customer service department. Simply call, they will schedule it. The collection is generally on the same day as your trash collection day. So call them hopefully 2 days in advance, so that we ask at least a 48-hour notice to your collection day, and we will get those bulkies collected.
The emphasis is that you, the resident, need to place the call. Lots of times I'm out on the city streets of our city and I'm looking at mattresses and sofas and large items, and I'm thinking, I wonder if they actually called for a bulky item pickup. I want to encourage you residents, do your part, keep our city clean. You got to call for pickup and service. Call the customer service line, and we can schedule that with BurTech customer service line.
You know, Mayor, that's a very good point, because bulky item collection isn't with the same vehicle that picks up your trash or your recyclables or your green waste. It's a separate vehicle. And so when we get those calls, we're able to schedule that collection. So if you simply just set the material, or excuse me, the items out there, unless it has been scheduled, there won't be that special vehicle driving by. So please do call in and get your bulkies collected.
Wonderful. That's a great service, and I want to encourage you to avail yourself of that community. Also, let's talk about windy days. Sometimes we have those big gusts coming through our city. Walk us through the recommendations on windy days and how to place our trash at the curb, Mike.
Well, you know, out in our area here, we do have, while we're getting towards the end of the season right now, but before you know it, in the fall, the windy conditions will be coming back, and it's a problem. Now, granted, our containers are heavy-duty containers, but we've seen it on the news and driving by. We can get wind gusts that topple a semi, and so for sure it's going to knock over your trash container. So what we ask and we publish in our newsletter is that if you could hold on to your trash on those windy days until the next week, we promise we'll collect all material, and that's the quickest and easiest way to avoid the barrel falling over and trash being blown throughout your neighborhood. But in those cases where you can't hang on to your trash, we ask that you bag and tie your trash before you place it in the container. In the event the container gets blown over, the trash is bagged and it's much easier to retrieve, and you would prevent all the litter from blowing around the neighborhood, and I think everyone will appreciate that.
That's wonderful news, Mike. Now, walk us through street sweeping. I know that's a very important topic. Are we still on schedule, and are streets being swept in the city of San Bernardino?
Yes, Mayor, street sweeping, a little bit of a tongue twister there. Street sweeping is still on schedule. All drivers and office personnel in charge of street sweeping is on the job, and there's been no delays. Please keep in mind that the streets are swept twice a month, and your scheduled day is generally the day after your trash is collected. For example, if your trash is collected on a Monday, your street is swept on a Tuesday. So everyone is on board, and the workload is continuing to be handled.
Wonderful. How can residents find out when their street is scheduled to be swept?
The quickest way to confirm your street sweeping day is to call the Burtech Customer Service Office. They have your address, they have the maps, the layovers, and they will tell you exactly when your day for sweeping is scheduled. And again, remember, it is every other week, but twice a month. And in those weeks with 5 weeks, those months with 5 weeks, that extra week, there's not a sweep schedule for that week. So again, we want to make it clear, because we do get a lot of phone calls and people feeling that their street didn't get serviced, but it's twice a month after your collection day. And to have your day specifically called out, please contact our customer service office.
Thank you very much, Mike, for joining me in the studios today, and thank you to our viewing audience. What a delight it is to have Burtech here providing updates in this edition of Community Cares San Bernardino Cares. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless.